Probably the most prevalent crimes that we're seeing in the city of Hayward is probably having to do with issues around property crimes, residential burglaries, fraud. The advent of the internet has created the ability for crooks to do their crimes anywhere in the world. So property crimes are always a concern, especially when you're in a community where there's lots of working people. We have a large base, commercial locations. So there's a lot of property crime, and then we have our share of violent crimes and robberies and shootings and, gang-related incidents. But I would say the most prevalent is probably in relation to what our property crimes. And, and the city council has made it a priority to try to reduce property crimes in the city, and we've tried to do efforts to solve that. For example, our property robbery and property crimes unit here in the investigations division does more than just investigate. They go out and do proactive work too, like probation searches on people on probation for property crimes. They go out and try to prevent property crimes from happening, and we do that utilizing a couple tools. One is boots on the ground, officers out on the street knowing where to go and knowing their beat, but we also incorporate database policing or intelligence-based policing in that too. Through analysis, we can determine based on the day of the week, the time of the week, the type of crime and locations on where we can apply resources to. It's called crime mapping. And crime mapping is a great tool because it tells us where the problem's at. Because any officer can just drive around a neighborhood, but if you have a more strategic plan to place officers where incidents are occurring, you're going to deter them or maybe catch someone doing one. But at least the community that's reporting these crimes see you at that point, and then from there it evolves into a contact with people in that community, and the contact that establishes a collaboration, and that collaboration gives officers information or people who they can speak to when incidents happen in the future. So that's one of the things that we see with that, and that's kind of one of the areas that we use to target that.
And also cameras?
Oh, absolutely. Cameras are huge. Juries in a trial, their expectation is digital electronic evidence being presented. And I can't think of the last few years any kind of investigation that we've conducted in Investigations Bureau where we haven't utilized or gone after or sought out electronic evidence, that being surveillance and video cameras. A lot of communities have them, a lot of residents have them, a lot of businesses have them. These things can record for days. And so the technology is much cheaper now, so a lot of people are using it as crime deterrent. In Hayward, we developed an EYES program, which is a program where we can allow people to voluntarily submit their address and let us know that they have a video system in the event that a crime occurs in their community, that we can go there to see if their cameras show a suspect or a vehicle leaving the scene of a crime or something to that effect. In the olden days, we'd have to knock on every door to see if someone has a camera, if they heard something or saw something. But electronic evidence is very clear, very compelling to prove beyond a reasonable doubt about someone being somewhere and doing something. So we encourage the community. We rolled that out in many ways. We put out press releases. It's on our internet page. Detectives and officers are very proactive in letting people know about the system, and it's trying to sign people up. And it's voluntary, and it's a great crime fighting tool. Another great system for communicating with the public. Nextdoor, we use Twitter, Facebook, Nixle alerts. They're all information to help us. Nextdoor is one of the new things we're dealing with, and it's a community forum where you talk to people and we give information out, and it's a two-way communication thing, which is really great because just recently, in the last 48 hours, we were working a missing persons investigation, and we put that information out on Nextdoor, and so people are getting back to us saying, hey, I saw your Nextdoor, I think I've seen this mail. They give us the location and where we might go to look for them. So it's a great tool for collaboration and communication, but also lets the community know what's going on, what we're up to and what kind of things are going on in their neighborhoods.
Yeah, I know it seems like they're being informed too that if they do see something suspicious that they should report it.
Yes.
And it's just adding to the data points.
Absolutely. Any information is good. Let us sort it out. A lot of misconceptions with people think that they're bothering us by providing us information or calling about stuff. Call. Let us know. If you saw something, you let us determine whether it's valid or whether it's something, well, I shouldn't use the word valid, but you let us know whether it's something corroborating our investigation. Any little piece of a puzzle helps to solve a crime. It's empowering to people too. So we've gotten a lot of good feedback about people feel empowered about now how they can participate and provide assistance to us. And it's just a communication way to communicate.
Yeah, and people can get Twitter updates.
Yeah,
Is
and
that
it's
cool?
instantaneous. Everyone has a cell phone. I mean, it's just a great tool. I mean, I could imagine cases, working years ago where, you didn't have that tool and you spent valuable man hours and investigating a crime where the information is instantaneous now, where you can go out and, the crooks use the instantaneous messaging. They use that data. Why can't we to help fight it? So it's kind of counteracting that.